चैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदाङ्कितं नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यस्य च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिकान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयं मुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी शृण्वतं स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृदयन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि विदुनोति सुहृत्सुतं श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Thank you, Mataji. So we are starting from Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Canto 4, chapter. The talks between Narada and King Prachina Barish, right? Barishit, verse 70, right, today? Yeah.
Yes, Mataji, 70 to
Yes,
73.
Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, 70 to 73.
3, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So someone will recite or should I recite the verse? Anyone willing to recite?
Yes, Mata. Shobha Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shloka number 70. Naham mameti bhavo ayam purushe vyavadhiyate yavat bhutti mano aksharta gunavyuho hi anadiman. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you, Dandavat.
Mataji, synonyms also, Mataji.
Okay, synonyms Vesi Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Na, not, aham, I, mama, mine, iti, thus, bhava, consciousness, I am this, pursue, in the living entity, vyavadhiyate, is separated, yavat, so long, buddhi, intelligence, manaha, mind, aksha, senses, artha, sense objects, guna, of the material qualities, vyuhaha, a manifestation, hey, certainly, anadiman, the subtle body existing since time immemorial. Hari Bol. Thank you, Mata. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So someone
Mataji,
will
want
read
us to read the
translation?
translation and purport also, Mataji?
Yeah, please, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. Anita Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. As long as there exists a subtle material body composed of intelligence, mind, senses, sense objects, and the reactions of the material qualities, the consciousness of false identification and its relative objective, the gross body, exists as well. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Meenakshi Mataji, you can read the purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranam. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The desires in the subtle body of mind, intelligence, and ego cannot be fulfilled without a gross body composed of the material elements earth, water, air, fire, and ether. When the gross material body is not manifest, the living entity cannot factually act in the modes of material nature. In this verse, it is clearly explained that the subtle activities of the mind and intelligence continue due to the sufferings and enjoyments of the living entities, subtle body, the consciousness of material identification, such as I and mine, still continues because such consciousness has been extant from time immemorial. However, when no one transfers to the spiritual world by
One
virtue of
transfers.
understanding, transfers to the spiritual world by virtue of understanding Krishna consciousness, the actions and reactions of both gross and subtle bodies no longer bother the spirit soul. Thank you, Mataji. Hare.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. So yeah, we're hearing this Narada Muni preaching to Prachina Parishat, right? Prachina Bhari. Now he's given an allegorical story to make him understand. So he explained all different characters, and then he mentioned that, how Jiva gets different bodies. This Narada Muni describes different bodies according to the modes they are in, and Jiva will be wandering like that and then cannot escape this wheel of samsara by material means. So there is no remedy. That's what Narada Muni says. There is no remedy for the soul to get away from this samsara chakra by material means, by fruitive activities, which Prachina Bhari was doing it earlier, right? So the only remedy, he said, is to surrender to Krishna. Through bhakti only soul can be relieved. In the process of bhakti only. So he mentioned how jnanis and karmis, they don't actually they don't get to know the Lord. And this, ritualistic performances are all will be waste only. They can't please the Lord. So please, whatever activity we do, that should be, what is that? Awaken the love of the God. Shem. Otherwise, it's all Shema Evai Kevalam. We have a verse in first canto, right? Second chapter. What is that? What is the verse we have? Dharma Swanushchita Pumsam, right? Vishvakseno. Vishvaksena Katasuyaha, right? No, na utpadayati ratim shema evahi kevala. So that, any performance of any activities you do according to your position, which they don't provoke any attraction for the message of the personality of God, then they are useless labor. So this is, Sutta Goswami is telling to sages at Naimisharanya. So here also you see how the activities which Prachina Bhari was performing earlier will not lead him to get out of this cycle of birth and death. So pleasing the Lord is a spiritual supreme activity, he says, and then he mentioned the deer allegory, and then further after hearing all this, Prachina Bhari gets some questions like, how can the, whatever you do in this life, how these things will take us carry forward to the next life. How is that possible when the body in this life is destroyed? How is it possible like that? Then, what is it, that question he got? Then transmigration of the soul, he explained how the subtle body, like that in these verses we are hearing all that, transmigration of the soul, how the subtle body. In the earlier verse, we say Krishna conscious means constantly associating with Supreme Lord, constantly in mental state of the devotee. How when the cosmic manifestation Krishna is creating, inhaling, exhaling process. Inhale means he is in each and every activity, is a breathing activity only, we are all existing. When you stop like that, exhale, exhale, we are all coming into life. Inhale, we are all finished. So like that, how in the cosmic manifestation exactly Supreme Lord does every minute, action is performed. Like that, when we have to constantly associate with the Lord in such a mental state, like that. Otherwise, gone fraction of second. And such a observation, such kind of complete observing in thoughts of Krishna is not at all, not always possible. It will become manifest only when there is some kind of difficulties there. We'll approach. Like how Prabhupada said in the previous verse, like when dark planet is known as Rahu is manifesting, then that is manifested only when there is a full moon, like that. We see things not experienced in this life. Then, that's what, here in this verse, what Prabhupada is telling that as long as there is an existence of, material body, composed of intelligence, mind, and senses, sense objects, and the reactions of all these material qualities, the consciousness of this identification of me, I, and all will be there. So when the body leaves, only gross body is going. But the whatever desires are being haunting us in that gross body, they are all stored in the subtle body, which is my body, intelligence, and ego. And without the gross body, the subtle body cannot fulfill all that desires. It needs to have a gross body like that, composed of all the 5 elements, pancha prana, panchabhutas. Earth, water, air, fire, and ether. When the gross body doesn't manifest, then living entities factually cannot interact with the modes only. So that's why, when the next body, the subtle body will only take us through. Next body, subtle body, you have to take it. Then only clearly explaining that these activities of the mind, intelligence continue to suffer and enjoy. And we have that consciousness of, identification of I and mine, that will continue. That consciousness will continue. Time immemorial it is happening, means birth after birth. 8.4 million species going on. And Prabhupada says, however, if one transfers to the spiritual world by mercy of the Lord, these actions and reactions of both gross and subtle will be no longer bothering the spirit soul. Yeah. So just think about it. Yeah. So getting relief of subtle body is very important. And I was reading in some other, just some normal, general Bhagavad Gita, we hear matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhada. So if you don't tolerate both the happiness and distress, heat and cold, what is the other thing? Praise and defame, whatever.
Honor and dishonor.
Honor, dishonor.
Honor
Honor
and
and
dishonor.
dishonor. Yeah, honor and dishonor. If you don't treat them equally, means in both the situations, you should be considering it's the mercy of the Lord. If you don't treat them, then you are not qualified to get liberated only. So if you're not qualified to get liberated, then where is the option to go beyond this material realm, right? Isn't it? You can't go beyond this material realm if you're not qualified to go get liberated. So you have to learn to tolerate these two. Means matra sparshastu kaunteya means learn to tolerate all the disturbances. So like that. So then, when you tolerate, and then, how do you tolerate these disturbances? Yeah. How we all can tolerate these disturbances. Anything happening, coming in the way, it's all the will of the Lord, mercy of the Lord. Just think like that. How Kunti Maharani treated, how Parikshit Maharaj didn't ever counteracted, how Dhruva Maharaj didn't even say anything to his father or mother, just accepted the instructions and followed. How Prahlad Maharaj was always remembering the Lord like that, though any difficulties are coming. So you see so many pastimes throughout the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, everyone, how Lord Ramachandra, abandoned from the kingdom by his own father. He didn't even say anything, he accepted. So they are all showing us what's the way, get pure bhakti. Then, actions and reactions will not be there. Both gross and subtle body no longer will be bothering the spirit soul. Because, those actions, whatever you're doing, you are accepting this will of the Lord and you are continuing, right? There's a verse in 11th canto. 11th canto. No, not 11th canto. 10th canto only. 10th canto. This is the verse number. It says that, how Lord, 10:88:8. This verse is very good. How,
Sattenukampa Mataji?
No, that is in 14th chapter. This is 88. This one where Sri Krishna is telling to Maharaj Yudhishthira that, he gives a special favor to someone who gradually deprive of him of his wealth. I gradually deprive him of his wealth. And then the relatives and the friends.
Harishe Taddanam Shanai.
Yeah. So even relatives, friends, everyone will abandon him. Imagine, we see Srila Prabhupada. He is suffering one after the other distress like that. So if in the purport, if you see, very beautiful Prabhupada purport here. There are a lot of good points are there in this purport. 88.8 purport. Very nice, insightful information is here. Prabhupada is given. See, devotees experience both happiness, distress, not as a consequence of material work, but they accept it as a reciprocation of the Lord. Yeah. So when a devotee start working on the process and then accepting devotional service, Prabhupada says a Vaishnava is relieved of all karmic reactions, including those that are not yet begun to manifest. Right? They're not yet manifested, begin to manifest. Aprarabdha. And then about to manifest, barely manifesting, manifested fully, everything is gone. Like that, a very beautiful example. A lotus loses its petals gradually when it is decaying. So a person who takes the shelter of the Supreme Lord by accepting the process of devotion service, just for pure intention is to serve the Lord, all the karmic reactions destroyed. This gives the full information, right? Actions and reactions of the gross and subtle bodies no longer bother the spirit soul. Gives, right? Yeah. So that is what, bhakti is the process one has to accept, adopt, so that, constantly fixing the mind. If you go to the next para, Mataji, if you can scroll down. What is devotion service consist of? Constantly fixing the mind upon the Lord by becoming disinterested in all material designations. That will dissolve all of our karma, right? So that's what it is. Here also Prabhupada mentioned, right? What is it here? It is in the purport Prabhupada is telling. Consciousness, continues, because such consciousness, no, not this one. Where is it? Initially, we just read.
Is 10th canto, Mataji, or 29 canto? 29 chapter, which one? Which canto?
This one which we just now we read, no? Like the earlier verse.
Yeah, 10. It's on the screen, Mataji, 1088.
Yeah, that's right. But here also in this particular verse where we are reading, Prabhupada mentioned constantly you have to think about the Lord. Constantly. Then only that constant observation is important. Yeah. So this clearly saying that, we have to accept the process, and whatever comes in our way, that is mercy of the Lord. And then that, you keep going, then the karma will go away, burn away. All the karmas, prarabdha, aprarabdha, bija, kuta, everything. And Prabhupada says, certainly true, who practice devotional service, who are in this material body, in this material situation, they simply take it as inconceivable mercy of the Lord. And then the fruits of the devotion will manifest. And see, again, in every stage of devotion, Lord watches his devotee and sees the gradual elimination of his karma. Like that, yeah. So that's what it is. Mature devotee only recognizes that. Go a little bit down, Mataji. See, mature devotee recognizes superficially good and bad conditions he encounters as a signs of the direct guidance of his ever well-wishing Lord. That's what Prabhupada personally showed us. Personally showed us. An example Prabhupada gave. An affectionate father stops, child who is, continue to play, don't want to, when the time comes for him to start his education, he's still enjoying his childlike play. But an affectionate father will, responsibly make him to go to school. That child may not like at that time, but yeah. The genuine expression of that love is important, even if the child don't understand. So that we all do, right, in our day-to-day, whoever we are trying to look after, we are responsibly trying to do something good for them. So Lord also, though it looks something very distressing to us, but the Lord is trying to do something good for us by giving us that distress. Like child thinking, oh, not playing is distress, going to school is so much difficult, but eventually child will learn going to school is going to be helpful to them in future, like that. So at that time when it is coming, we don't think it is good. We think it is, oh my God, what is it? We are only getting like this, like that, we think. That is, So, yeah, Prabhupada gave you this Maharaj Prahlad and Dhruva Maharaj examples, how they are being put into troubles. And all they did is glorifying the Lord, accepted Lord's mercy. Like that, yeah. So yeah, as long as you don't transfer your spiritual body, I mean your consciousness from the subtle mind, purify. Not just only purify, but also you have to constantly engage that subtle body, also in the service of the Lord. Just purifying is not enough. Purifying means you will become like kind of a phobia, but you won't be able to get the result. Yeah. Some people may have the problem of too much of cleanliness phobia, but the result is that you have to get going to get the work done. So yeah, important is that consciousness should get transformed. Get away from the identification of me and mine, and then try to completely transfer to the spiritual activities, so that mind, intelligent, false ego will be engaged in that activities, like that. Yeah. Then no longer that spirit soul will be bothered, because spirit soul is nourished already. That's what soul wanted, nourished, like that. Yeah. So let's go to the next one, Mataji, 71. Mataji's.
So Mangala Mataji, you can read the verse and the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Supti murchopa patapeषु प्राणायामा विघाततः नेहते अहम् इति ज्ञानं मृत्युप्रज्वारयोरपि. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Maya Mataji, please read the translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji Pranams. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. When the living entity is in deep sleep, when he faints, when there is some great shock on account of severe loss at the time of death, or when the body temperature is very high, the movement of the life air is arrested. At that time, the living entity loses knowledge of identifying the body with the self. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Barnali Mataji, you can read the purport.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranams. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Foolish people deny the existence of the soul, but it is a fact that when we sleep, we forget the identity of material body, and when we awake, we forget the identity of subtle body. In other words, while sleeping, we forget the activities of gross body, and when active it is in the gross body, we forget the activities of sleeping. Actually, both states, sleeping and waking, are creations of the illusory energy. The living entity actually has no connection with either the sleeping activities of sleep or the activities of the so-called awakened state. When a person is in deep sleep, or when he has fainted, he forgets his gross body. Similarly, under the chloroform of some other anesthetic, the living entity forgets his gross body and does not feel pain or pleasure during the surgical operation. Similarly, when a man is suddenly shocked by some great loss, he forgets his identification with the gross body. At this time of death, when the temperature of body rises to 107 degrees, the living entity falls into a coma and is unable to identify his gross body. In such cases, the life air that moves within the body is choked up, and the living entity forgets his identification with the gross body. Because of her ignorance of the spiritual body of which we have no experience, we do not know of the activities of the spiritual body, and in ignorance we jump from one false platform to another. We act sometimes in relation to the gross body and sometimes in relation to the subtle body. But if by Krishna's grace we act in our spiritual body, we can transcend both the gross and subtle bodies. In other words, we can gradually train ourselves to act in terms of the spiritual body. As stated in the Narada Pancharatra, Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate, devotional service means engaging the spiritual body and spiritual senses in the service of the Lord. When we are engaged in such activities, the actions and reactions of the gross and subtle body is ceased.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you,
that's
Mataji.
what.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavad
Thank
pranam.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. So here we are trying to understand similar things what we were discussing, that what Prabhupada is telling, that when the living entity is in deep sleep, that is Shupti. And then when the living entities are fainting, when the living entities are murcha, fainting situation. And then when the living entities are in upatapeshu, grief, in grief situation. And then when they are at the time of death. And then prajvara, high temperature. These are all 5 different states. The senses are, inactive to different degrees. So then they don't identify themselves as their body. But still the subtle body does not stop its existence. Yeah. When living entity in deep sleep, what is happening? We forget our material body, gross body, right?
Yes, Mataji, we forget and we be in goodness actually. There won't
Yeah.
be any disturbance of these 3 months.
Yeah, we forget, but sometimes when we are sleeping, we do forget. But when whatever we are going throughout the day, those activities may reflect and we may dream about them. That way we are active. And when the gross body is awakened, then forget the activities of sleeping. And Prabhupada says both states, sleeping or awakening, both are illusionary only, material creation only, like, just like when we sleep and get up, the next day begins like that. It's one lifetime of Brahma. All the dissolution happens. When Lord exhale and inhale, lifetime of Brahma, we are all taking different forms, right? So we don't have any connection with the activities of sleeping or activities with awakening state actually. Even when a person is in sleep or when he is fainted, he may forget his body, gross body. But what is happening? When you are going through some operation also, anesthesia will make us to not feel the pain. Gross body will not feel the pain. Right? Like that. And then if something we hear any sudden loss of any our near and dear, what happens suddenly? We connect ourselves with the gross body. And then another scenario, Prabhupada says, when the temperature is to 107 degrees, we are in the unconscious state. We don't identify the gross body. The subtle body is hovering. And then, forgets the gross body. This is all is happening because of our ignorant nature. That we are actually, soul has no death, right? What is the verse we have in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter? Jayate muyate vagadachin. Is that the one?
Yes, Mataji.
Soul has no death.
220, eternal, unborn, ever
Yeah.
existing.
220, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Hanyamane sharire, right?
Hanyate Hanyamaneshwari.
Hanyamane sharire, yeah. Soul never dies only. Neither birth nor death. Krishna already declared. It has not come into being, does not come into being, will not come into being. Clearly, unborn, eternal, ever existing, primeval, not slain when the body is slain. So Just like we are, Krishna is unborn, we are also that minute part and parcel as a fragment, part and parcel of the Lord. We are as a spark. We are living in this form as living entities. We are existing, right? But foolishly identifying with this body, we are going through these issues, problems, ignorance of spiritual body. We are not understanding that we have a spiritual identity that we are missing. No experience like that. That's why we are jumping from one false platform to another, like that. Sometimes in relation to the gross body, sometimes in relation to subtle body. But if a devotee by chance gets Krishna's mercy and then we act in our spiritual body, we can transcend both gross and subtle bodies. So this body has to be used for the pleasure of the Lord. Like that. If it is not used, then it's going to be a problem. Value of the body is not there. Yeah. So we should try gradually train ourselves to act on the spiritual platform. Rishikesha Rushikenam Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. Devotional service means engaging consistently, uninterrupted, unmotivated, ahetukya pratyata. Spiritual body, spiritual senses in the service of the Lord. When we are engaged like that, then no action or reaction. It's all akama. And then both gross and subtle body will stop. And we will be what? Attaining at an constitutional position as a spirit soul. Like that. Over at identity. Yeah? So we go to 72.
Yeah, Rishabhanu Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम
Dandavad pranam.
गर्भे बाल्ये औष्कल्या एकादशविधं तदा लिंगं न दृश्यते योनः कुरुहा चन्द्रमसो यथा.
Shanti Mataji, can you read the translation? Shilpa Mataji, can you read the translation?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. When one is a youth, all the 10 senses and the mind are completely visible. However, in the mother's womb or in the boyhood state, the sense organs and the minds remain covered, just as the full moon is covered by the darkness of the dark moonlight night. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Kopika Mataji, can you read the purport?
Hare Krishna Mataji. When a living entity is within the womb, his gross body, the 10 senses, sense organs, and mind are not fully developed. At such time, the objects of the senses do not disturb him. In a dream, a young man may experience the presence of a young moon because at the time the senses are active. Because of undeveloped senses, a child or boy will not see a young woman in his dreams. The senses are active in youth even when one dreams, and although there may be no young woman present, the senses may act and there may be seminal discharge, nocturnal emission. The activities of subtle and gross bodies depend on how developed conditions are. The example on the moon is very appropriate. On a dark moon night, the full shining moon is still present, but it appears not to be present due to the conditions. Similarly, the senses of the living entities are there, but they are only become active when the gross body and subtle body are developed. Unless the senses of the gross body are developed, they will not act on the subtle body. Similarly, Because of the absence desires, the subtle body, there may no development in the gross body. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, thank you. So this verse is talking about, unless the senses are developed, senses, all the 10 senses, including the mind, are visible, right? All the senses are visible. But in the mother's womb, if you see a child in the mother's womb, the sense organs and the mind are covered, not visible. Just like how full moon is covered by darkness of the dark moonlight, like that Prabhupada is telling. Exceptional case is Prahlad Maharaj. He could hear and, remember everything, even being in the womb of his mother. Like that. But, unless the senses of this gross body are developed, they will not be able to act on the subtle body. Means the impressions are there in the subtle body, and the gross body is attained through subtle body's impressions from previous lives. But unless the senses are, grown, means matured enough, the gross body will not react. If I say a simple example, a child, we will not take the child in the womb, we'll take the child who was just born or few months old. So, toddler child. If you give a toddler child some money in hand, just a note in hand, toddler don't know what to do with it because senses are not developed. Toddler will immediately do what?
Put it in his mouth.
Mouth and eat. That's it. That's what, they don't understand what is it. But at the same note, if the same note is given to an adult where senses are completely matured, they will consider it, and then that paper will have value. The child paper has no value. Eating only, eating business. So what is that? This absence of that, desire is not yet completely manifested. In the subtle body. So no development of gross body happened. The senses are not active. So like how Prabhupada says, when senses are not active, when not developed, child or boy will not see a young woman in the dream because they don't understand what is it. But when they mature enough, then, growth sprouts, then young man may present in the dream also, even if they are not existing. Like that. So these gross and subtle bodies activities depends on how developed the conditions are, senses are, like that. Prabhupada is telling. So on a gross body, unless it is not developed, gross body, then it will not act on the subtle body. Similarly, when there is no absence of desires in the subtle body, there will be no development in the gross body. So you are, let's say, if all the desires are exhausted, how they are getting exhausted? Like how I said earlier, when you completely take shelter of the Lord in any circumstances and surrender and serve the Lord with pure intention, all the desires in your heart which are unwanted will be shed away. Like how shun away, just like how the lotus petals after a decaying will leave one after the other. Like that the desires will leave. When the desires are no more there, absence of the desires are not there, then the subtle body has no reason to take any other form. Will not develop any other gross body. It's clear? Yeah. Prabhupada gave example of moon, dark moon night. Full shining moon is still present in the dark moon night. But for us, it looks very dark and we can't see anything. Like that. When the senses of living entities are there, but when they become when they become only active only in both gross and subtle bodies, then they become active only, then we can see. And only when they become active on gross body, Unless senses of the gross body are developed, they will not act on subtle body. So like child example, senses are not developed, then they'll not act on subtle body. Mind, intelligence and ego will not actually interfere. Like how the child is not able to understand the value of the note because senses of the gross body are not developed like that. So the main aim for us should be nullify our desires in the subtle body. Then there will be no development of gross body. That means you will not go to the next life. No repeated birth, death. Cycle will not be there like that. Yeah? So let's go to the next one.
Shanti Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
अर्थे विद्यमानेऽपि संसृतिर्न निवर्तते ध्यायतो विषयान्स्य स्वप्नेन अर्थागमो यथा.
Sharmila Mataji, you can read the translation.
Hare Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When the living entity dreams, the sense objects are not actually present. However, because one has associated with the sense objects, they become manifest. Similarly, the living entity with undeveloped senses does not cease to exist materially, even though he may not be exactly in contact with the sense objects. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Shilpa Mataji, Purport Mataji.
Hare Krishna, purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It is sometimes said that because a child is innocent, he is completely pure. Actually, this is not the fact. The effects of fruitive activities reserved in the subtle body appear in three concurrent stages. One is called bija, the root, another is called putarstha, the desire, and another is called the phalonmukhe, about to fructify. The manifest stage is called prarabdha, already in action. In a conscious or unconscious state, the actions of the subtle or gross bodies may not be manifest, but such states cannot be called the liberated state. A child may be innocent, but this does not mean that he is liberated soul. Everything is held in reservation, and everything will become manifest in due course of time. Even in the absence of certain manifestations in the subtle body, the objects of the sense enjoyment may act. The example has been given of a nocturnal emission in which the physical senses act even when the physical objects are not manifest. The three modes of material nature may not be manifest in the subtle body, but the contamination of the three modes remains conserved, and in due course of time it becomes manifest. Even if the reactions of the subtle and gross bodies are not manifest, one does not become free from the material conditions. Therefore, it is wrong to say that a child is as good as a liberated soul.
Yeah. Though Prabhupada is telling here clearly that when the sense objects are not actually present, like in the child form, doesn't mean that the child, doesn't mean the child is actually liberated. As long as, and as soon as they come in contact with sense objects, then the desire will start manifesting. Under undeveloped senses does not stop our material existence. So it doesn't mean that, you are not going to no more interact with sense objects. As soon as the sense objects come into place, then you start interacting with that, getting attached to that, then that's it. So Prabhupada is telling that in some cases, the child is like earlier we were discussing, child in the child situation, the gross body is not completely developed. So subtly the child will not be able to differentiate or use all this mind, intelligence, false ego to actually understand the value of the object. That if the child in that situation, we cannot think child is innocent. Is completely pure. We cannot think like that. Because he's innocent, he is completely pure. We cannot understand like that. This is not the fact Prabhupada is telling, because this whatever effects of whatever we did earlier, all are stored in the subtle body only. How they are stored? By these three stages, in the root stage, and in the stage when the desire is manifesting, and then it is going to fructify. And then already manifested is prarabdha. It's all in action. But this doesn't mean that, in conscious or unconscious state, this subtle and gross body's actions, if they are not manifested, doesn't mean that, you are in a liberated state. The child may be innocent, but doesn't mean that child is liberated, like the Prabhupada is telling. Everything has got in its time to manifest. So in due course, they are being reserved, but in due course, everything will manifest in due course of time.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
So these, when they say Beta Kota Prarabdha, Prarabdha is what we are going through now, whatever karmic reactions
Yeah,
we
I
have.
already started started.
Yes, but then what is Aprarabdha? There's another one, no?
Unmanifested.
Yes, okay.
Not it. Started. It's still in the bija.
Okay, the bija form.
So
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, then aprarabdha and sanchit karma are the same?
What is that?
Prarabdha karma and sanchit karma, are they both same?
Sanchit karma. I don't know Sanchit karma. I never heard about it.
I have also heard that, Mataji, but I don't know the
Sanchit
meaning.
karma are those which are there in our credit or debit, whatever you call it, it is there. You may not have it in this lifetime, but they are there to happen.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Something for me to work on it. Yeah, I don't know about that. I never heard Sanchit karma, right? Sanchit karma.
Sanchit, S-A-N.
Sanchit, yeah. Okay.
Sanchita, I think. No, Mataji, Sanchita karma.
Sanchita karma. No idea, Mataji. Yeah. So, but unless and until it is manifested,
Hare Krishna Mataji,
yeah.
I think Sanchit karma is also the same, the bija only.
Bija only?
It is not manifested.
It's not manifested. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Where it is, this particular karma is mentioned? Yeah.
What, Mataji?
So, yeah, where it is mentioned, I was asking this particular Sanchit karma. What's the
I have
reference?
heard in a few lectures, Mataji.
Like in a bank account,
several
Mataji, like
speakers.
it'll become prarabdha karma, Mataji, in later lives. Hare Krishna.
Okay. It's credited, but it is not yet started.
Yeah, little of
debiting.
that will be taken and given in one lifetime as prarabdha karma, because prarabdha karma one has to. It is in the fruit condition, no Mataji. So that has to be experienced, no Mataji. They say, no Mataji.
That's right. Prarabdha is something which is, you cannot escape it. You have to go through it.
It is already taken the form of a fruit, so you have to.
Correct. That's right. Yeah.
That's not in the
pure
bija.
That's right. For a pure devotees, prarabdha karma comes in the form of sufferings to them. And then you may see, why they are suffering, because already started. And then there are two reasons for it. They are actually taking it as a mercy of the Lord. And then a Lord is also personally look after them, personally interfere in their life. And then actually Lord comes in their life to serve them. We've seen many, many pastimes like that. The devotee is going through suffering. For Pandavas, Lord is constantly with them to protect. We see Bilvamangal Thakur. Lord is there with him all the time. Right? Any other pastimes? We see many Jagannath pastimes are like that. So,
sorry. That Madhav Das, there was a devotee of Lord Jagannath, Mataji. For that only the Lord takes his suffering, no Mataji, that 15 days.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's that he was in a high fever and no one is looking after him. He's already, almost passing stool and urine in the bed and things like that, right? Full high fever he is having. Lord personally comes and takes care of him. Yeah. And Lord enjoys doing that because he loves to serve his devotees. So Prabhupada is telling child may be innocent doesn't mean child is liberated. We see, no? In every child we see. We can't say that innocence is liberation. Everything has got its time to fructify. Already fructified is manifested. We have to go through, but everything will, in due course of time, will manifest. Yeah. Because, in the absence of the certain manifestations on the subtle body, the sense objects of sense enjoyment may act. Yeah, sense enjoyments are there. When the objects are actually got interacted, then that's it. Three modes come into picture. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji. When a devotee performs devotional service, his karma will be destroyed, Mataji. So, what does actually that mean, Mataji? Like karma
Actually,
accumulation.
all the karma, actions and reactions are being taken away. Because the devotee who is actually performing this pure devotional service, not intending to get anything in return for themselves, selfless service they are doing. So Krishna takes away their karma. Even this prarabdha karma, he personally comes and serves the devotees to take away. So that's why the devotees who are going through the suffering in prarabdha karma also will not take it as suffering, like Parikshit Maharaj.
Mataji, in that case, can we say Pandavas, they were suffering, right?
They're not suffering because see, always Kunti Maharani says, give me difficulties because she's enjoying Krishna's presence.
Mataji, is it only for the pure devotees, Mataji?
Yeah, pure devotees only Krishna come and serve, not everybody.
But then Mataji, after the, when we start doing bhakti, we get so many, benefits, no, Mataji, like the 6 aspects of bhakti, the kleshagni disturbances will be reduced and all that. We'll get rid of that anxiety, 3 folds of miseries and all that, Mataji. So how to understand that, Mataji?
See, how to understand means you have to really act upon that. Let's say, I'm following process and I'm doing chanting. I'm following 4 regulative principles. Still, I have a complaint that I don't have taste on holy name. Do you agree with that, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Very
Then
nice.
that means we are not wholeheartedly doing now. There's
Yes,
some
Mataji.
burden on us.
Yes, Mataji.
So then we are not totally cleansed.
We have to.
Anarthas are still there. Then how Krishna will be manifesting in the heart is really squeezing into sit in our heart properly, right?
Yes, Mataji. Correct.
Like that, We have taken up that's right, but we have to, do it properly.
Mataji, we have that desire, and the goal is set, Mataji, but the difficulties are there.
Correct.
To reach there. So that is our state, Mataji. But I'm talking about people whom we go to distribute books and ask them to chant and all that, Mataji. For them, I'm talking about. Their karmas will also be destroyed.
Their karma means they get a mercy, they get some sukruti, not destroyed, I would say. Say you go for a book distribution and then someone will take the book, they get complete benefit definitely. They may get if not in this lifetime, next lifetime they'll become devotee. But if someone has touched, they get a mercy of the Lord. Even if they don't take in. The potency is there. That they will get. So some sukruti they'll have. So, and then in the,
Mataji, similarly, if you do Gita Dan, that also has the same effect?
Yeah, all, Shastra Dan has got the same, impact that, okay, whoever is doing, accepting that on your behalf, though they don't read it, they don't, understand the philosophy, just because of their, accepting it will make them purify. And
Okay.
they will get a chance to get in contact with the Lord through a devotee and perform
Okay.
bhakti. The process has to be performed, accepted. Without, let's say you have ingredients, you have all the recipes there, you're not working on it, how will the end result will come to offer bhoga?
Yeah, because when Prabhupada also said, no, if when you distribute books, dhan or the other way, somebody or another will read it in the family one fine day.
Correct, yeah. Some credit will be there in your account, and that will definitely help you to go further closer to the Lord.
So, Mataji, when we give the book or when we do Gita Dhan, we don't do it thinking that I'll get the credit. No, we think
Of
the
course.
mindset is, let them also get Krishna.
Correct. That's right.
Yes. That's the
That is
intention.
true. That's true.
So
Our
it's like,
intention is to help others to get the same.
yes,
This is what you have. What are you being doing it? So let others also
also
have the
get
same.
the benefit, yeah.
So yeah. So that is our intention, and if they knowingly or unknowingly also taking it, they also get the benefit.
Yeah.
So because in
Krishna.
both of the hearts, Paramatma is there, right?
Yes,
It's
Mataji.
it's Paramatma speaking to Paramatma. You're not doing anything there.
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna,
when we
Mataji.
see especially challenged people or children, what do we understand? Like they don't have the feeling of what they are going through, but the parents go through. So that is the parents' karma, right? So then
Yeah, this
that
is.
particular gross body, what does it? It is his karma. What is it? Because that person is not feeling anything. He doesn't know he's suffering. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't feel anything, Mataji. So how do
Yeah,
we understand that?
that is actually the karma, which is not, for him, it is all started, and it's combined karma of the parents and the child, and child is going through that agony. He may not understand, which is true, but he is not getting an opportunity to actually use his life for the pleasure of the Lord. So parents part is more in that scenario to make the child, actually transform his life. So give them prasadam, take them to the places where they get purified. Any holy dhams, they are being visited, they get more benefit because the conditions are different to that soul, right? Let's say if you think about any other living entity, their lifespan is short, they will not have karma, that we hear, right? Like how
Yes,
we have.
Mataji. Yeah.
So
So how?
this particular soul will not accumulate karma because the senses are not even matured enough to interact with the sense objects to get more desires into his account.
Then why does see if the person is not going to why does that person get that kind of gross body is my question, Mataji.
That is because of his previous baggage only.
But again, if previous baggage is there that he has to suffer. But here he is not even suffering.
We don't know what they are going through subtly. So much of agony will go through subtly. For those people who are having this, what do you call those children who have got these problems?
The Down syndrome and different categories are there,
Different
Mataji.
categories are there, and nowadays we are seeing a lot of them like that. Even I see here also in the temple, they do come to the temple, they just go around in the premises, and then they're very innocent in that way. So what my understanding is that they are going through certain pain, but Krishna will give them extra mercy to overcome, some courage to overcome. There'll be some gifted children among them. There'll be some gifted. You see, sometimes children who can't even see, right?
Yeah. People who deaf and dumb and people who are blind, they have special abilities otherwise because other senses are more active. But especially challenged kids with mental
Yeah.
disabilities.
Correct. I mean,
Especially
these
challenged.
scenarios also, they are not liberated souls. We don't know unless if they are like, coming from a situation like Jada Bharat or Rishabhadev. It's not like that. So they have certain karma which they are going through, and they'll be relieved by their well-wishers.
Mataji, so like when the child is in the womb, the senses are not developed. So that is why the child can remember the God, but once the child is out in the world, the moment he comes out,
Forget.
he forgets. So is it due to our senses, Mataji? Is the senses is the reason?
No, this is because of our forgetful nature. This is what we are coming here. So when we wanted to, enjoy independently, we use our free will to enjoy independently, like we want to become master, then Krishna allows us. So until you are in the womb, you are actually praying, is there in third canto, fourth
Yeah.
canto. You are praying to the Lord. Let me come out, I'll remember you, I will worship you, I'll be pleading to the Lord like that. All of us did it.
In the 7th month, no, Mataji? The Lord
Yeah.
communicates with the baby.
Yeah, correct. We will, as and when the fetus is growing, every stage is difficulty, and we are praying literally to come out. And then we will take shelter of the Lord, we promise. But this illusion will cover us and we'll forget.
Okay.
So
Mataji, this is how. Oh, sorry, Mataji. This is how Prahlad Maharaj was also hearing, no, Mataji.
the Prahlad Maharaj is exception. He is hearing in the womb. He remembered also after coming out. Isn't it?
Yes, Mataji. By the
He did
mercy
not
of Narada.
forget. He did
Mataji,
not
and
forget.
how, like,
Parikshit Maharaj was very lucky and fortunate because he saw Lord in the stomach. When the
Yeah,
Lord came to
Parikshit Maharaj is
protect him,
also
no?
like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, he's seen in the womb. He's not forget. He was also examining each and every person. Is this the person I have seen in
Yeah.
the, who protected me? Like that, he's been looking for the
Yeah.
Lord. So he is also not, forgot, right?
yes,
Mataji,
Mataji.
Mataji,
As
what they say, as soon as the baby is born, then he's exposed to the material world, right? Then it's
Of
Maya.
course.
Maya catches him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what my Shiksha Guru was telling, as soon as the baby comes out, you take a golden, spoon or something, immediately in
Correct.
the
Yeah.
tongue, write Hare
There is,
Krishna,
correct. There
just
is
right.
something called Jata Karma, which, it is one of the samskaras we do. And when you are in, like I did to my both children, when they are in, when you do that Srimanta Nayana, right? That particular aspect. After that, any of the Ekadashis you can choose. And on a special Ekadashi like Vaikuntha Ekadashi, whichever comes on your, in a mother's term, due date, that after 7th month, any Ekadashi you choose and you read entire Bhagavad Gita. Put your finger, this middle finger in the ghee, and without lifting, you just have to sit and finish this process of reading entire Bhagavad Gita verses. Purify the ghee, and that ghee has to be, use the golden spoon or silver spoon. You can actually do, there are certain mantras you recite when you do this karma. This process is called Jata Karma. As soon as the child is born, a father will cut here they are allowed to cut umbilical cord. So they do cut, and then they actually take a ring or a spoon and then write the Mahamantra on their tongue. And you take some seashells or conch shells or something and, play in their ears. So it will help them to remember, not to forget Lord. And, put Mahamantra. Like while I was delivering Mahamantra, Prabhupada Vani was going on, so they can hear as soon as they come.
So
So
even the
this process,
spoon also you have to dip in the ghee, Mataji? That spoon.
correct. Yeah, that purified ghee, you dip it and then you just write on their tongue Mahamantra. And then you chant Mahamantra loudly as soon as they're born. And then you make them to hear Mahamantra. And then, awaken their ears also. Hearing will be tested, right? As soon as they all people will come to test hearing, test ears are working or not, they will do it, right? So we have to make sure activate, if the baby is not crying, you pinch so that the baby will cry, isn't
Yeah.
it? So this process of, Vedic system, Jata Karma, this is all there. You make them to, write so that the tongue is like that, only chanting Mahamantra. Means first thing that tongue is doing, interacting is with the Supreme Lord's holy name.
And then Mataji, he also said, just whisper Mahamantra in the baby's ear also.
Correct,
Softly.
correct, yeah. Correct.
Ear and the tongue, both, yeah.
Whisper, write, and then make them to hear loudly, you chant, everything you do. And there are specific mantras where you do, it's just 5-10 minutes procedure, but you do it. So we were
Mataji, which hand has to be dipped in the ghee, Mataji? Right or left? Any
this
specific?
one, middle finger.
Of the left hand?
Right
Right hand.
middle finger, middle finger.
Okay.
This is what
in the same ghee that when you read the Bhagavad Gita.
Correct,
No?
yeah. That ghee only
the same
you.
ghee.
Yeah,
So
same
entire
ghee.
time that you are reading the Bhagavad Gita, the finger has to be in the ghee.
Yeah, that's what I
And
was.
you can't get up and at one go you have to read the entire Bhagavad
That's
Gita
why
shlok.
better to do in Brahma Muhurta. Like maybe if you start 4, finish by 7 or 8. Or
Yes, 3.5 hours it takes. 3 hours.
like that, yeah. So this is important for the child, Jata Karma. It's very important. I see the children inclinations will be at least not going away from Krishna. They'll have some kind of inherent feelings in the sense guilt feel, at least if they are accepting something else. No, they don't really. I mean, definitely there's an impact in doing all this Jata Karmas, right from Garbhodana Samskara to Upanayana. All are important to perform for the child. Purificatory process it is, right?
So Mataji, before the child is born, I mean, just when the child is due to be born, then one can have this ghee ready, by that time.
Yeah, you have to be ready, Mataji. That's what I
Because
said.
after a
the
few, because we don't know the exact date or something,
Yeah,
then
after
it can.
7th month, generally Srimanta Nayanam is a samskara you do, no?
Yes.
After 7th month, generally, you do 32 weeks. Then you start this particular.
But that the mother has to do, or anybody in the family can do, Mataji?
Father and mother both sit together and do. If father resides, mother here.
Okay.
Better do that. Like
Nobody
that.
else can do it, Mataji. If the parents are non-devotees, then if somebody in the family
Ah,
wants to do
devotees
it for
can
the
do.
child.
Devotees can do. Like they can do that particular day as a Gita reading, invite others also, and they do it. No harm in it. If you are cultivating someone and then you want to, help them like this, bring the soul into, Krishna conscious from day 0, then you help them, you read.
Yeah, devotee can do it, no, Mataji.
Yeah, devotee can do like other samskara, devotee can do, and then they can, purify.
So they'll get the sukrati, yeah.
Yes, because parents are non-devotees, for example, if they don't believe in it, then, somebody in the family, like suppose grandmother believes in it, so she can do it, no, Mataji?
Yeah, she can do, no problem. There's no hard and fast rule, Mataji. Just like, chanting. Prahlad Maharaj, what did he pray? He wanted to relieve his father. He's a demon. But because of what he did, he got relieved. It's a similar thing.
But he was a pure devotee, Mataji.
Yeah, but we are also trying to help, not doing something wrong, right? We are helping. Though we are not pure, then we don't preach. We are not pure, we can't preach. We try. Purification is happening to us also in the process,
We
right?
also climbing the ladder, no, Mataji.
Yeah, so this is important to inform others. But yeah, generally, if someone is really inclined to chant and all, yeah. See, for example, when I was for my first child, I have 2 children in an older one. I was accepting the process. I was doing chanting and everything, but I was not initiated. I was just maybe aspiring, but not initiated. But we were doing chanting 16 rounds, and then we were chanting extra for my child also. Before also we were praying and doing all that. So we were informed. So then we ourselves did it. But if the process is known and if the parents are inclined, then there is no harm they doing it. And if they are inclined, but their circumstances don't support, and if you invite them to your home and do also, no problem. Anyway, the end result is you have to purify
Is
the
to
ghee,
help.
and then once the child is born, just use the ghee with the silver spoon or gold spoon or a ring or whatever and write Mahamantra on their tongue. That's it.
Mata,
So
now
please
in the
doesn't matter.
hospital, when the baby is born, as soon as born, will the doctors allow to do all that? That's
I
another
don't
thing.
know. Here,
We have to do.
here actually, yeah, I mean, both my children are born in Melbourne only. Here, actually, a husband is supposed to stay when you are in labor with you.
Yeah, abroad they do that, yes.
Yeah, so then they immediately do it. That is there. They don't, I don't know, in India, do they stop it or they don't allow you to know anybody?
Mataji,
They allow now,
hospitals
Mataji.
allow. Yeah, private. In Mumbai, I know my bhabhi's
Yes, they
got a
allow,
shop.
Mataji, but what happens today's mothers know all the modern, the pediatricians, they tell them that no, you could not feed the child anything, don't put anything in their mouths. So the
Yeah,
mothers
that's the
go
thing.
by what pediatricians say. So
Yeah, that is also there. Unfortunately, they say honey also not good, this also not good. But we are not applying like too much, one spoon in their mouth, right? Just little bit
Yes,
you are taking and
yeah.
it's just it, just one fraction of the ghee only there is going. Not like not like a full meal.
Yeah.
So not like
But that
one.
also they don't understand, Mataji. That also they don't understand sometimes. How can you put
We
that?
can tell that we can try to convince them this is our Vedic system. We have to we are
Mm.
following. We want to follow and convince. Maybe make the arrangement beforehand only with a known doctor or things like that.
The
Mataji,
nurse,
with
you can
non-devotees
get
already look at us as it's devotee, the non-devotees look at us as we are eccentric or what are we anyway doing this 16 rounds and all that they feel.
Mataji,
Yeah,
you have to get friendly with the nurse. Main thing is the nurses ki main, no?
yeah.
So
Preach
we
them.
have to
Preach
look.
them also.
Yeah,
Them.
nurse coach can give a gift or something and get our job done.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you did
Mataji, when the
rightly.
child is in the womb, Mataji, we play
Mm.
so many songs and all that, Mataji, that mantras and all that.
Mm,
So
mm,
if
mm.
if their senses are not active, how are they able to hear, Mataji?
No,
They feel.
senses are active. It's not that senses are not active. In the sense that their subtle, as the subtle body is not active.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna, senses
Mind,
are
intelligence,
active.
false ego is
It
not
is like,
active.
can I understand that it is in frozen state, Mataji?
It is not active means they are not yet matured enough.
Okay, only after coming to this, I mean, material world, they
Yeah.
it will
Even
get
after
active.
coming, not I told the baby child, na child will not be able to differentiate a rupee note or a dollar note. The child will eat it because maturity is not there. Intelligence, false ego is not working on them. They're still
So, Mataji,
innocent, but they are not liberated. What
as
purpose?
they grow, I mean, it becomes more and more. Oh,
Correct.
Mataji.
Correct. As in when the
Okay.
gross body, like it's in a bija form and kuta form, and then, it is prarabdha starts.
But whatever we feed to that soul, that will be definitely going to benefit, no, Mataji, like the mantras or anything that we
Yeah,
chant
definitely.
when they are in the womb.
Yeah.
Yes,
When they're in the womb, their hearing is active.
okay, Mataji.
The hearing is active.
But according to the subtle nature, mind, false ego, and intelligence, what they are carrying from the previous births, they will
That is not.
change. That
That
will
is not.
change.
That is
That
change. Yeah.
Sukruti
That
is,
is.
I mean, we are feeling the Sukruti at the same time that previously what was accumulated, that will come into existence. Is it not,
Yeah.
Mataji?
See, you think, when we are not practicing Krishna consciousness, when we are not devotees, we may accumulate some things and then suddenly we become devotees and we started doing chanting and all other regulative principles we are following. Then when we come to the process of initiation, what do we say? Our new life is beginning. All our previous karmas is nullified in the yajna, and then our Guru Maharaj is protecting us and we are going to take, it's a new life beginning for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes,
So from
Mataji.
that time our karma start diminishing. From the
Yeah,
time we
diminishing
start.
in the sense how best you use your time in serving the
Yeah,
Lord.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
even then you are not able to, maturely do things to please the Lord. then the karma may accumulate again. So make sure you follow the process very pakka.
Mataji, after the initiation, the Guru Maharaj takes away your sins. So when you, after initiation, if you are sinning, then I feel it's not a
You have
sin,
to
it's
be
a
very
crime.
careful. That's
It's
why
a
you have to
crime,
be
no,
very,
Mataji.
yeah.
It's a crime then, it's not a
Of
sin.
course.
Because after
No,
initiation,
because
if you do any sins, they are not sins, Mataji, because
it,
you're giving it to Guru
affects
Maharaj.
it
Correct,
affects the
correct.
Guru, no,
It
Prabhuji?
is
Mataji?
it is very important not to commit any offense. Once you take initiation, it's very important not to commit offense because it affects the guru's health. It's important you be careful, be a loyal disciple of a guru in all circumstances. You make sure you please your guru and Gauranga. Only if a guru is pleased, Krishna mercy will come.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Rohini Mataji has a question.
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, about this initiation, I wanted to ask Mataji, I hear a lot that, I've heard Guru Maharaj takes the sins of the devotee who's being initiated. What about the good deeds, Mataji? Doesn't that also go to Guru Maharaj, Mataji?
Yeah,
Our
what?
good karma, that also goes to Guru Maharaj?
See, don't think like that, this is the trading platform, where
No,
exchanging.
Mataji, because I'm not talking in that sense. It's just out
Yeah,
of curiosity I'm
curiosity
asking
you're
because it
asking.
just feels, Mataji, so unfair. Guru Maharaj is taking all our sins, and when we see so many Guru Maharaj, like
Yeah,
even
they are accepting.
Radhanath
Yeah,
Swami Maharaj,
because
I've seen every time he gives initiation, he falls ill, Mataji. So that thought came to my mind. Sorry,
yes.
Mataji, if it's an offense.
No, it's not like that. See, the thing is that the gurus are very compassionate, and they're trying to help every one of us to lift us, uplift us. Yeah. So they are doing their bit. And then if the good thing is going, what's the harm you want to give? Disciples are ready to give life for Guru. So whatever good thing is there is going to Guru. When the Guru is taking bad thing, why do we have to question about good
And it
things?
is better only, no, Mataji. Even
Better
good
only.
karmas go,
And see,
then we don't go to the higher planets. No, then that
correct.
also is credit is taken away. So it is
Taken
also
away.
good
Yeah,
only.
that's right.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that is right. Yeah, Mataji, the question I asked was because this is never said on any platform. People only say, oh, that our sins
because
are taken.
people always don't say that, okay, I am getting something good, fortunate. So do we question why I am only fortunate? Why not you are fortunate? We will not
No, ma'am.
question. We only question when difficulty come, why I am getting difficulty, why they are not getting difficulty.
True, Mataji. We are always selfish, Mataji.
Yeah.
Because
So
even now, when we think that we are giving good things, we are thinking because we will have to suffer if we have keep with us the good things. We'll have to enjoy for that. We have to come back again. So somewhere we are selfish, Mataji. Always
correct. This conditioning is
calculating.
there. Conditioning is there. So good things you can give. Guru, you have to, what do you say that, with full-heartedly give everything to you, surrender to Guru. That's what Bali Maharaj did. Rejected his Guru and gave everything to Lord, right?
Yeah.
Full surrender is there. So good, bad, everything gone. He just surrendered, and whatever Lord gave, he is happy.
And Mataji, the Guru comes
In that
as
Bali Maharaj pastime, instead of getting, see, he got everything, he conquered from Indra, and then Lord came as Vamanadev and gave back to Indra. See the beauty. Indra got the heavenly planet, but Bali Maharaj got higher than that. Lord's mercy, Lord being at the doorstep, all the time he's being with him. So he's beyond this heavenly planets, right? So fully surrendered he did. Everything he gave up. So when we take initiation, our mood should be like that, full surrender. Not that, of course we know this will happen, but we don't intend to this, okay, give everything and I will take my good thing with me. Give everything to. We just think about now I am a servant of a spiritual master and I am happy to serve in whichever way he likes or he is pleased. That's it. That's the mood we have in initiation, right?
Mataji, what
Okay,
if one does not have that kind of mood, Mataji? How to cultivate that, Mataji? Like
Yes,
complete
slowly,
surrender.
slowly with your practice, this particular mindset will frame. Slowly, slowly in the association of the pure devotees, you have to take advanced devotees association very often. Important. That's what Parikshit Maharaj did. Association of the devotees protected him from the curse. Right?
Thank
Okay,
you, Mataji.
Mataji, a very short question I want to ask. Now, after we take initiation, they tell us not to eat anything from outside, right? Right, Mataji?
Anything?
From outside, any cooked food from outside.
Yeah, this is also
But
very important.
I've seen good preachers, the good these Matajis and all that, no, who have taken initiation. They get together in groups and they go to hotels and they eat. I don't know what they eat. That I don't want to take that
Yeah,
karma.
see, this
But
is
then,
all exceptional cases, but the thing is that that's why Krishna said it's very hard. Manusyanam sahasreshu, he said, you do it,
yes,
but only out of millions and millions, one will perfect. And that one, whoever is perfected, only few, few will perfect, and out of few, only one will know me, he said.
yes.
So then
Yatatamata
you have got all the information is given. If you are going to do like that, there is a tinge of sense gratification in you and you are doing it. And that you shouldn't do only. Any initiated disciple should not eat outside.
So at one time when I saw these elevated devotees, they doing that, that was of course my new.
Maybe I don't know what their circumstances are, Mataji, but the thing is that wantonly don't go and try to do this kind of thing, because unless you know the person who is cooking is chanting and who is offering and you are ready to eat, that's okay. But if you don't know, better to starve or maybe eat fruits and vegetable and maybe something which is okay, acceptable to the Lord just by your own mental offering. You can honor, or maybe just drink water. But I don't know. Depends on the person and their consciousness. Yeah.
Yes, but the fact is they are eating, no, Mataji. Whichever consciousness they are eating, no, cooked from outside.
Yeah, that's true. But that will actually not. That will add on to their. Actually, unfortunately, it will add on to
The
their.
Guru, it goes to the Guru Maharaj, no, Mataji. That is also not correct, no.
You should not. This kind of question I had in my mind, and I myself had struggled to overcome this. In the sense, not I am going, but I had to. I have to go with a group of devotees where they are going, and I have to stop myself, and then I have to educate my children also why we are not going to join and all that. And then it was burning in my heart what to do, whether it is good or bad. But of course, I know it's not allowed. But how to control it then. Immediately after few days, my Guru Maharaj only said in one class, this is what it is. Your sense gratification is still there on that, you are lingering on that kind of enjoyment. Then, the Krishna has given this opportunity, whether you are going to act or not is based on your decision, you are going to interfere with the material nature.
Mataji, what they say is we are going to a vegetarian restaurant, but the cooks who cook, their thoughts are coming in the food, no?
Correct. I know this and all I have heard, seen and gone through, but better not to. Yeah, Mataji said misuse
Yeah,
of
and their thoughts and all is one thing, but it's not prasadam is the plain and simple for initiated devotees if you're eating non-prasad.
That's right. Actually,
Prabhupada
I
has
don't know how many, this is this forum, whether I don't know, even I don't even eat in Govindas. Any of the temples in Govindas are all not devotees cooking there. The Govindas are.
Yes, Mataji. Mataji, I'm glad you said that on the platform because Govindas, it's true. It's not devotees who are
They're
cooking it,
employed,
Mataji.
outside people
Yeah, very
employed.
true.
And then,
Mataji.
the few last year when I went to Vrindavan, one brahmachari generally comes and looks and asks us what if we need anything like that, and then some devotees who are cooking in their homes, he will get that, and then we will give some Lakshmi and have. So we haven't, he mentioned to us like even Govinda, it is for to attract outsiders to the temple so that their Lakshmi somehow is contributed for Krishna. That's the only motive of having Govindas. attracting other devotees, and then just, somehow they will see. Just recently when I went to India also, in our ISKCON temples, they have a bakery. I asked, do you offer this? We don't offer this. But they are selling it. Oh, how this is for common people. You have used your intelligence, Baba.
Mataji, what they tell us is that they have photos of the deities in the bakery and at Govinda's,
Yeah,
and then they offer it to them.
That's okay.
Of course, it's not offered to deities in the temple.
Correct. But still, in one temple, I don't want to name the temple, they don't do that also. They have a bakery, they have a restaurant, they have every other sweets, everything is just made by someone, they are selling it.
Yeah. Mataji, even the cook, I know in many places, even the cooks are not devotees, Mataji.
So this is there
But
because
is it necessary, Mataji, that cook also has to be a devotee, Mataji? Once
Yes,
after
Mataji,
cooking, if
16
you
rounds.
in a restaurant, you mean to say?
Yeah, restaurant. Yeah.
See, the thing is, there is nothing mentioned in our scriptures that we are eating in restaurant. Did Krishna says that you eat in a restaurant? You don't eat a pratam pushpam phalam toyam. At your home, your deity, wherever you are offering in a bona fide way, you eat. No other pastimes also we see any of the acharyas done that.
But
So,
Mataji, if the cook is not a devotee, but if it is offered even to the photos in the kitchen over there, for example, I'm not talking about, Govinda's, I'm not talking about the restaurant. Eating is of course banned, but even eating at Govinda, is it okay if it is offered? Isn't that sanctified food, Mataji?
it depends on
We
your
can do it,
emergency.
Mataji.
It depends on your situation, circumstance, emergency, whether you are not getting any other thing and that's the only way you can, have prasadam, then maybe go for it. But I would strictly say, I myself strictly want to follow or will follow. I'm following that. If you're initiated and also second initiated, please don't do this kind of things.
Mataji, then when you go to Vrindavan, right? You're not cooking, you're going for a week, you're going for 5 days. Then where do you eat then?
That's why I said, no, the devotees who are already there, who is doing cooking in their home, they do this like some kind of living like this. So they will give Lakshmi to them, they make and give.
Are there lots of
I'll go
devotees like
to...
that? Temple, are there lots of devotees like that who cook and...
there are devotees like that who just, living in Vrindavan and making this kind of livelihood for devotees supporting. Like
But
you
what
see some
about
people
this?
are...
What about the Mandir, Mataji, that ISKCON temple?
Temple
They
you
also...
can eat. Temple, I eat in there also. Goshala, afternoon 3 o'clock they serve every day.
So anybody can go and eat there?
Yeah, why
Or you have
not? You can eat. That is all brahmachari sitting, everybody, just like other temples, Rajbhog offering only they are doing, no?
Okay, so we just give some donation and then we eat like that?
Yeah. So that is
Their prasadam is for
totally
everybody.
acceptable. That I do also. One time I eat there, definitely. Because morning we just go all take darshans and eat there.
Only one time,
And then
at night they
actually
don't.
honestly, I take a place where I have got a small kitchen facility where I can myself cook also.
Even when you go for a short time?
Yeah, you have certain facilities where you can take one bedroom and with some, kitchen connected to it.
Is it close to temple, Mataji?
Yeah, close to temple there are so many like that ashrams are there.
Mataji, give us some context, no?
Yeah, I stay all the time
Hare
in the
Krishna.
Tamal Krishna guest house. So they have like that
Tamal
facility.
Krishna guest house, Mataji?
Yeah, they have that facility. They have got only 1 or 2 rooms, but I book much early whenever I'm planning that. So I have the option of using the kitchen.
Oh, good I asked you, Mataji. Any
So
other? Any other place?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, can I interrupt? I'm so sorry to cut you,
Yeah.
Mataji. We are done with the time, Mataji.
Yes,
They have
Mataji.
another class on
Thank
this
you so
link,
much,
Mataji.
Mataji. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for enlightening us today
Yes,
and your
Mataji, helping
association,
us.
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji,
Really
because so many
helpful.
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।
की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। सो श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।
Pranam Mataji.
Pranam Mataji.
माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम।
Can I end the class with your permission, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna to all devotees. Thank